How much is the Boeing situation dominating the discussion over there at the air show so far?
Yeah, good morning, everyone. It's definitely a factor at the show, right? I mean, coming into the show, there was an expectation that orders this year might be a little quieter than previous years. The show kicked off with Airbus launching their A321XLR and 100 orders from the Airlease, 50 for that airplane and 50 for the A220. Boeing's been a laggard in terms of orders. I think so far at the show they've got maybe 10 or 20 for the old version of the 737. Of course, the 737 MAX is one of the points of conversation at the show. But don't forget, the discussion last week about Raytheon and United Technologies merging has also been a big factor at the show.
Yeah, I was going to say, is the overall feeling that all of this is just good for Airbus, or is it a lot more nuanced in terms of where the industry is heading and who will wind up being winners versus losers?
Yeah, I think so far the show it's been Airbus's show, but remember it's early days. I mean we're only like halfway into the first day of the show, but kind of at this gate so far it's Airbus's. There hasn't been many substantial orders for wide bodies yet, and remember that's really Boeing's strength point, and we're expecting to see some orders for the 787 here, maybe even for 777. But broadly speaking, compared to previous years, we're expecting this show's ordered activity to be slower than, say, last year and the year before, just given the size of backlogs.
Ron, explain to somebody who knows more about cars than about airplanes exactly what happens with profit margins on the wide bodies versus the narrow bodies. In the car business, of course, you make more money if it's a bigger car. Is that true in the airline industry? And specifically when you look at that Airbus order of 100 aircraft, they're smaller aircraft.
Yeah, right. So it really kind of depends on the life cycle of the plane. So if you look at the 737 and the A320, they've both been in production a long time, right? So given that they've been in production very long, they're very far down the learning curve in terms of assembly. So they're both very profitable airplanes for both manufacturers. The Airbus A350, which is their newest wide body, not so profitable because it's very new. 787 just a couple of years ago kind of broke through to profitability, at least cash profitability. So 787 actually does pretty well for Boeing, but it has a ways to go. So different than cars, airplanes, typically the profitability is call it maybe inversely proportional to the age of the plane. The older the production line, the better the manufacturer gets at building the plane, and the more profitable they are building them.